What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Stella Herself podcast. I feel the camera's like a little greasy. Oh my god. I don't know. Thank you so much to everyone who's been listening, putting a screenshot on your story, tweeting me a screenshot, all of that. I really love it. As well as with the vlogs. Like, thank you guys so much for watching, supporting, commenting, DMing me, like all of that. I feel just really happy about it. I've really been enjoying vlogging and obviously podcasts, but I feel like the vlogs, the weekly vlogs, are like kind of a little bit more of a new thing-ish. I've been enjoying it, and this week, I kind of knew that I wasn't really going to do a lot of activities, so I'm making it specifically like a what I eat in a week / vlog, so it has a little more purpose, because sometimes if I'm just like inside every day, like taking IGs or whatever, I feel like I forget to vlog because I'm like not doing anything, versus if I'm like going somewhere or something, it's like, oh, I should vlog this. I don't know. Just wanted to have it be a little more purposeful so you guys can look forward to that next week. And I also just posted a video reacting to my TikTok likes, which, you know, I don't really do trendy videos like that, but someone suggested it and I just thought it was a great idea. So I'll probably do another one with like more, I don't know. If you saw it, you know, I was talking about that, like, I don't really know how many to do. I chose like 14 or 15, and it seemed like it went by like too quickly. So we'll see. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know if it's a PMS or what, but I just feel like kind of sad this week. Like, real talk hours. Last week I had such a good week. Like, I felt like I just felt so cute. It's literally, that's what it is. Can I get a break? Like, we literally feel normal for like 1 week out of the month. I swear to God. But yeah, last week I felt so cute. Like, 10 out of 10, and it's just so easy to forget, like, well, first off, it's easy to forget that like our hormones actually affect us, and like this is actually a thing. Even though it happens every month, I still forget. And then also, I've said this before, but it's like when you're happy, genuinely, like when you're just in a good mood, it's so hard to like think of yourself in a bad mood. It's like, well, this is it, like I'll remember what this feels like, and like I'm just gonna keep living my life this way. But then when you get in a bad mood or something pisses you off, or like it's a PMS, whatever, you're on your period, like it's just like, I can't believe I'll never be happy. So it's been it's kind of been a hard week. Let's just say. And I say that just to keep it real and just to let y'all know, you know, I don't know, I feel like, obviously, I say this in every podcast. Fuck. It's just like, what else is there to talk about? Obviously, this year has been a lot of stress, a lot of like events happening all the time, bullshit happening all the time. And that's just like life in general. But I feel like this year, you know, obviously very, you know, a lot of us were thrown out of our regular routines, and like a lot of uncertainty. Again, I say that every podcast. But I feel like when I'm in a good mood, I'm able to, because I don't know, I feel like I can consider myself a happy person and then still be in a good mood or be in a bad mood, you know? So when I'm in a good mood, I feel like that's a little more like temporary, like moment to moment, versus overall I feel like I'm like happy and like I'm okay. But when I'm in a good mood, I feel like it's just so much easier to deal with everything, deal with any challenges I'm presented with, or even just like with stuff that maybe isn't even personally in my face or affecting my personal life. It's still easy to rationalize things and think about them in a way that's constructive, or that, you know, will ultimately bring me peace, versus when I'm in a bad mood, everything just seems like the biggest deal in the world, and like it's just so hard to convince myself that like anything will ever be okay. Like it's a lot. So, you know, I guess that kind of goes into like the joke that I've made, but is it really a joke of like, what, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or like, oh, what's your long-term plan? It's like, I really honestly don't feel like I have one at this point, because everything is so uncertain. But I feel like I've realized more and more that like at the end of the day, my goal is just to find inner peace. And it sounds very cliche and like, okay, yeah, we get it, but like genuinely, like, I don't know, I just feel like, you know, you can have so many material goals or business goals or career goals or whatever, but it's like, if I'm not happy, if my state of mind isn't in a good place, like, I don't even want it. Like, it's not going to even matter. I'm not going to enjoy whatever I have or whatever I accomplish because I'm not in the state of mind to, like, accept it or to feel it in all its glory, you know? So that's just something, I feel like that's something I've talked about as well, too, and even on a more specific note, just with the whole, like, influencer thing. I'm like, I just kind of, like, I don't want to say I'm over it, but, like, I don't have that same sense of, like, yeah, link and build, like, I want to collab, I just want to, like, get to the top, like, 1 milli subs this year, like, it's like, if I'm just good doing me, like, I just don't really care, like, and I feel like that's a good thing, but sometimes I'm like, should I have more goals? Like, I don't know. I just kind of want to chill and live in the moment. But, like, actually, I just feel like so much. It's like, as long as I'm good, I'm like, why do we need more? Anyway, I made a list of stuff to talk about. Oh, bitch. Y'all know, if you've been watching the vlogs, I've been loving Jersey Shore. Did I talk about this in the podcast? I don't know, but I have some insights that I wanted to share with you guys. I think I did talk about it last week, but I can't remember if it was a podcast or a vlog. Anyway, it's just great. It's, like, so good. And I was explaining it, I think it wasn't a vlog. I was explaining how it's so good to me on, like, so many levels. Like, I am watching this. First of all, there's just the aspect of, like, this was the 2010s. And just at that time, like, I was a kid, you know, and just seeing, like, just all the fashions and, like, stuff, like, you know, just seeing that era of, like, now they're the age I am right now. So just comparing it and being like, oh my God, that's crazy. I was so young then. And, like, this is what people my age were doing then. And just the, like, almost behind the scenes, or, like, how do they film this? How much of this is real? And, like, just kind of that aspect. I don't know. But I was thinking about, so to add on to that, I guess, I was thinking about how I think it's so successful because it's so relatable. And I was thinking of, like, Keeping Up with Kardashians, and, like, at least for me, that show was always so boring. Like, I remember the first time I ever watched it, it was on Netflix. I think I was in, like, middle school, and because my mom never let me watch stuff like that, like, ever. Like, my mom didn't want me to wear makeup. You know, it was like that. I mean, I was young, but still, like, I wasn't, like, that young. I don't know. Like, I was, but I wasn't. Like, I feel like it was natural for me to be interested in, like, makeup and, like, celebrities and, like, oh my God, who are my idols, like, in middle school? No. Anyway, I remember being excited. I remember literally watching the first season for the first time, and it just was always so, like, boring to me. But this, Jersey Shore, I'm like, it's riveting. And this is me now. This isn't me, like, as a middle school, impressionable, like, kid. Like, this is me understanding that this is, like, so edited and, like, whatever. It's not actually real life. Like, whatever. And I'm like, why is that? And I think it's just because it's so, like, relatable. And I was thinking specifically of things like, I don't know. I just love how, like, real... If you've watched it, like, you've probably, like, duh, bitch. But this is me watching it for the first time. Just things like the way that they, like, just hook up with people, and, like, the girls do too in their show. Like, it's just real. Like, I'm like, yes, thank you. Or, like comparing it to a different show. It's like they're all getting ready, like, doing their makeup with their friends. The bros are, like, putting their shirts on. Like, oh, like, should I wear this one? Doing their hair, like, whatever. Like, that's real. Like, anyone pretty much can relate to that, versus, like, yeah, I have to get my makeup done by my makeup artist, and, like, oh, I'm going to this fitting later, and, like, it's like, I feel like people watch that because they want that. And yeah, obviously some of it has to be kind of relatable, like, oh, celebrities, they're just like us too, but it's kind of more like, I want people to look up to me, like, I want to be almost, like, on a pedestal. Like, I wish I had that life. I wish I had a makeup team. Like, I wish I lived in a mansion, versus, like, just friends. Like, I think that's what makes it almost more interesting, because, I don't know, this kind of goes into, like, what I've talked about before about celebrity culture, and just how we're kind of witnessing the downfall of it, or just I feel like a lot of the like mystery and like, ooh, like just the Hollywood, smoke and mirrors and like, oh my god, it's so like, it's such a little fantasy land. Like a lot of that is being taken away or like exposed because of social media, and like people can see it's not really that special. Like it's like, get off your high horse, like you're literally just like all of us. Like why are you acting like you're better than everyone? Why are you buying 20 cars? Like nobody cares. Like we've seen it before, we don't care. Like do something useful, So I want to see people that are like me and my friends, I want to see like people like fucked up and like making bad decisions and hooking up with random people. It's relatable, like it's like real, and I don't know, like obviously parts of it aren't, and like whatever, but just overall I think that's what made it or makes it such a successful show, because it's like just very real. So then I kind of take that into like my own life or my own like brand or the way that I present myself on social media, and it kind of, I've always kind of, I feel like, been real and just like myself and shown my actual life, but it kind of makes me even like want to do that more. And I definitely watch people or watch other girls that it's like, oh my god, like they're so pretty, they're so like, their life just seems perfect, they have this nice house, and like just all their videos are edited perfectly, all their photos are perfect, but it's like you kind of want to see the person that is like doesn't seem like they think they're better than you, or like they're just real. That's always gonna win, in my opinion, because it's like it's what brings us together as like people, like we want to relate, we want to connect, and you can only connect to something that's like fake for so long, because anything that's like, I'm perfect and like get ready with me, that's it, and I just like, I have to go with a new haul, like just, it's like same but like not same. Like the point is trying to strive for like this image of perfection. It's like no one can really honestly relate to that, not even the person that's trying to portray that, because it's not real. So it's like, just be real. But it's scary to be real. But yeah, so you can see like the layers that I am like going into while I'm watching this show. But at the end of the day, I love lulz, I love relatability, and I've been enjoying it. I've been like watching it every day. I don't even want to watch anything else. It's just so good. So let me know if you've seen. Like I know I'm so late to the game, but like I was young when it came out. I wasn't allowed to watch stuff like that. Like I don't know. Now I'm like, and I feel like because of that I was never really interested in it. And then I think I kept seeing TikToks like, oh, I'm rewatching it. And then I got the Hulu login. I was like, let me just watch this and see. Addicted. I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel now, but yeah, I just love the lulz. Like it's so funny. Like fuck, it's just really relatable. I think that's why. So I just have to talk about it. But do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, do you ever follow someone and you're following them, or maybe you don't, but maybe thinking about it now, like you're following them because they're kind of like, they have something that you want, whether it's like their body or their lifestyle or like their closet. I don't know. It's like, I'm following this person because it's like goals. But then there's people you follow that like you actually feel like connected to them, and like them themselves, not what they look like, not necessarily like, I don't know. Sometimes it can be a little bit of both, but like it just kind of makes me think like, yeah, like I like that more. There's layers to this shit, bro, honestly. What else am I talking about today? Oh, this is a good one. Oh my god, it's 1:11. Okay. I saw this TikTok and I'm going to play the audio for y'all because it's a lot. I need to refresh my own memory, TBH. It's a good one, y'all. I was like, I gotta talk about this one. Where is it?
So many girls are always like, I don't wear makeup for men, I wear it for myself. And like, I get that, but also I wear makeup to perform femininity so that men will perceive me as attractive and therefore give me the validation that the patriarchy has made me feel is necessary for my survival. So like, if you count that as doing it for myself, then yeah, I totally do it for myself. So many girls are...
Boom. you know? And all the comments, like the top comment, I think we all learned in month 1 and 2 of COVID that doing makeup for me is not the whole truth. It's wild when people participate in patriarchal ideals but don't think they have been influenced by the patriarchy at all. Denying that we wear makeup for any validation is just counterproductive. Someone says, I definitely do it for validation and because people treat me better with makeup versus without. Like, literally. Like, it's so easy to be like, I don't do it for men, I do it for me. And, like, obviously, I feel like some of that, you know, if someone was like, I do this for men, like, which eyelash will men find? It's not like we're necessarily consciously thinking that, but you have to think, like, we literally were born into this society. It's so ingrained in our brains that we don't even realize it. So just because you're not consciously thinking, like, which blush will men find more attractive, like, that doesn't mean that overall, like, you're not being influenced by these beauty standards that are a product of patriarchy, you know? So it's like, what do we do with this information? Shake our heads. Yeah, well. And I was talking about this in my vlog a couple weeks ago, but, like, you know, guys always want to talk shit about girls wanting to date someone taller than them. I would know firsthand. Even my friends would be like, just get over it. Like, you'll have so many more options. Like, shut up. No one cares. It's like, I care. And then it's like, oh, well, I care because we've been socialized to, as women, feel small and, like, dainty and, like, helpless and just, like, hee-hee, like, little. Like, you know when a guy calls you, like, little, or if a guy, like, picks you up and, like, it's like, oh, you're so, like, light, or, like, it's like, you hate to admit it. We hate to see it, but part of us is like, you think so? Like, I was thinking about that today. Like, one time, a guy called me, like, I don't know if he called me, like, cute. It wasn't just cute, though. It was, like, little or something. Like, oh, like, you're so small or something. And, like, I'm just not used to that because I'm taller than most guys. Like, and it literally, like, I still think about it. Like, really? Oh, my God. But it's, like, that's just patriarchy. I shouldn't, like, find joy in that compliment and in that statement, but I'm taking it as a compliment because that's how I've been socialized. But yeah, like, I want a guy that's taller than me because I've been socialized to feel small and, like, dainty, and, like, that's how we should be. So therefore, a taller guy, a bigger guy, someone that is bigger than me, it's gonna make me feel that way. It's gonna make me look that way standing next to them, you know? That's what it comes down to. So it's like, don't blame me, blame patriarchy. Fuck. Like, yeah. I don't want to, like, because it's nobody's fault, but if you're tall, or even if you've ever, like, gone on a date with, like, if you're in, I feel like especially it's like if you're into guys, like, have you ever gone on a date or, like, been with a guy that's shorter than you, like, significantly? Like, it just makes my skin crawl. And it's like, someone could literally be like, it sounds so mean and, like, judgmental and, like, superficial, but it's just like I just can't do it. Oh my God, I just can't. Like, I just I'm having flashbacks, you know? But it's like, that's not even necessarily me making that conscious decision to be horrified by this. It's literally just the way I was socialized, so it kind of doesn't benefit anyone. Like, yeah. There's just, like, so much stuff, so many ideas are fake. It really just comes every episode of the Stella podcast. All in all, you guys, everything's fake, everything's a scam. Stay hydrated. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Like, yeah, so with makeup, like, yeah, we're not consciously like, I'm doing this for men, but little subconsciously, like, oh, you know, if you went to the club with no makeup, I mean, like, yeah, some bitches are like, oh, yeah, okay, we get it, you have, like, perfect everything, skin, brows, like, lashes, natural, like, whatever, okay, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about normal people. Like, if we went to the club without makeup, like, we'd probably get a lot less hoes than if we come in full glam with a lash and our hair done and a cute little outfit, you know? Yeah, I'm doing it for myself because I want to feel validated. Like, I'm not doing it so your dick gets hard. I'm doing it so you call me pretty so I feel good. That's the difference. Bro, like, what are we supposed to do, bro? Like, I don't know. Like, okay, it's like, now I have this realization. Now what? I'm gonna stop wearing it. Like, I can't. Okay. I gotta stop. Sometimes I'm like, I should talk about, like, politics on here, but I just have to see that shit every single day at all times on my timeline, on my feed, constantly. And sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to think about it anymore. So, yeah, because I think someone asked me, yeah, y'all watch the debate? Anyway, I have some screenshots of stuff y'all wanted me to talk about in last week's episode. So we're just going to take a quick sneak peek at that. Also, you guys, I want a cat so bad. Like, I found these cats on Kitten Rescue. Y'all can't even see. But then I'm just like, stuff comes up for me. Like, okay, first of all, I can't even drive. What am I supposed to do if they have to go to the vet? Take a uvu? What if the uvu is like no pets? Secondly, I don't really have space for a litter box. Thirdly, that kind of puts a like damper on my antics because I'm just gonna have to go home and like feed my cats, you know? Which I could do, but sometimes it's like, that sounds like it could turn into kind of an inconvenience. Also, I shed enough hair as it is, and I feel like I'm constantly sweeping. Pet hair is just gonna make me mad. So even though I do want a cat or two, a lot of stuff is like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Like, I just don't want to have to deal. Like, I kind of like just doing whatever I want whenever I want. What do you guys think? Let me know. Fuck. Anyway, okay. Ooh, this is a good one. What's the reality after high school, and what don't they teach you, and how to become more independent? That's a good one. I don't know. I feel like, you know, I'm sure y'all, and I know a lot of you are already out of high school, but I don't know, maybe this can just be general advice too. You know, like, they're like, oh my God, like, these are the best years. And then everyone's like, these are not the best years. I don't know. I feel like everyone's experience is different. Like, how do I even answer this? Because I feel like my high school experience was just so, like, different in the sense of, like, I wasn't even there really the last 2 years because I was doing, like, the little community college thing. And then I did a lot of online classes because I was just like, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I was doing YouTube and, like, I kind of already had a plan of what I wanted to do. I feel like, honestly, this sounds like I'm, like, stupid, but I feel like I would enjoy high school. I don't know. It's kind of like, it's easy to say that once you've been through it, but I feel like I would enjoy high school so much more now. Because I would just have, I don't know, again, like, yeah, okay, if I could go back to being 5 years old with what I know now, but not even, I guess what I know now, but I feel like sometimes I wish I had, like, gotten into more trouble or, like, gone to more parties, like, just done more bullshit. But I was just so focused on, like, getting the fuck out, which I guess it did work out for me, but sometimes I'm kind of like, but the reality, again, it's different for everyone. I guess the main thing is, I feel like for me, a lot of what I started to realize after high school was that there's not, like, this age where you just become an adult and everything is like, okay, now I'm an adult. Like, I feel like, especially as kids, you know, you think the adults around you, whether it's your parents, your teachers, or whoever, you just feel like, oh, those are the adults, and I'm a kid, and one day I'll be an adult. But it's not like something that just happens. Like, everyone is just living moment by moment, and it just trips me out to think that, like, you know, I've watched my parents technically grow up. You know, it's not like there's one age where you just are an adult and that's it. Like, everyone is constantly learning, hopefully, and changing all the time. Like, it's not like that ever stops. And yeah, it's kind of like, oh, fuck. But again, that's also, like, it's different. I say that because it's like, okay, some of you went to college or are going to go to college, some of you aren't. So it just, that's the most, like, probably general thing I could say. What they don't teach you, pretty much everything. Like, you also have to realize, like, kind of like school just prepares you for a 9 to 5. Literally. How to become more independent. Doing things that scare you, just like forcing yourself to do stuff. I feel like I've always kind of been independent. I feel like that comes from being the oldest child, and, you know, not wanting to ask for help, which is honestly something I'm trying to work on. I'll just do it myself. That's not good. But as far as like doing stuff yourself, and like, yeah, I feel like you just have to do stuff, and then you trust yourself, like, okay, I did this by myself, or accomplished this goal and it was fine, so let me keep doing that. I'm terrified of driving and I'm 23. Help, bitch. Same. And then I saw this, so sorry. I saw this reel. I think it was a reel on IG, which, ew. But this girl was talking about car anxiety, and can I just say, like, all the comments made me feel so much better, because it was literally shit that I experienced while driving that I've never heard anyone else relate to, because I don't think I've ever even, like, said that stuff, but stuff like someone commented and there were so many likes on the comment. I was like, bitch, I'm not alone in this. Like, they were like, I just get bad anxiety on long straight roads where, like, I can't stop, like, you just have to keep going, or like on the highway, or like in traffic where it's like you can't leave, like you can't pull over if you're like having a panic attack or something. I was like, literally. So yeah, I feel like I talked about it in a podcast. I kind of am starting to feel like I want to drive, which I think is good, but I don't really know like where to start. I feel like I need to go home and practice, because where am I going to practice here? I don't really live in like a neighborhood where I can do that. You know, I kind of live in like the brazy, like next to a brazy ass freeway where there's like 1,000 freeways connecting to it. Like, it's not really where you want to learn. I mean, I guess maybe, but I'm not ready for that mentally. But yeah, the girl in the little reel gave some good tips. Like, she had like a squeeze ball, like a stress ball. She was like, I keep cold water in my car, and like, I think an essential oil or something, but just stuff basically to like ground your senses. Like, if you've ever struggled with anxiety, at least like I know for me, stuff, if I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to have an anxiety attack or a panic attack or whatever, or I'm just feeling really overwhelmed, stuff like drinking water, taking deep breaths, like smelling something like a lavender oil, squeezing something, like it kind of puts you back in your body, so therefore puts you back in the moment and can kind of help you, like, first of all, distract yourself from those thoughts, but also just like put you back in the moment. Like, okay, it's not a what if this happens, it's like, I'm here right now and I'm fine right now, so let's just go with that. Music, you know, yeah. And it's like kind of, I'm giving this advice, but I'm really telling this to myself, because it's not like I've overcome this, or like, oh yeah, I used to have that, but now I drive, you can do it too. Like, I'm still in that stage of like, I just don't. I'm scared. But I think just like doing it. But honestly, like, I think it was last time I was home, I did drive a couple times, like not a long way. Like, one time my dad and I went, where did we go? We went somewhere to the store or something, and then he let me drive like part way home. And I think that was the first, that was like, I don't know if that seems like it was a while ago. But then I think it was last time I went home, my mom let me drive back from our little hike. It wasn't that far either. And I was so scared, like I was like sweating. And it's so embarrassing, because it's like, I know this isn't scary, but it was like a long road where I couldn't pull over, and like, especially when we got more to the part of the road where there's more cars, like I was stressed out. My hands were sweating. Like, I felt like I didn't want to. I was like, let me pull off into a side street, but I didn't. And, you know, then I was like, okay, yeah, I was able to do it. I didn't freak out. Like, felt like I wanted to, but I didn't. So I just have to like keep doing it. Yeah. Ugh. And I think part of it is like, I don't want to like, because I don't even have my license, you know? So, but I think part of that is like, I don't want to have my license. And then, because some people say that to me, like, oh, well, just get your license, then you can practice. But I don't, it's like, what if I'm going on a road trip or something with people and they're like, oh, you drive? And I'm like, how do I explain that, like, yeah, I have my license, but like, I don't want to have a panic attack. Like, it just sounds so stupid, because I feel like no one relates. But seeing that reel where so many people related, like, I was like, okay. Yeah. Fuck. Oh my God. Full moon vibes. Yo, how was your full moon? I think it was on Thursday. That was the day that they were like, Trump has a corona. Full moons always expose. No, he himself said it. Ew. But yeah. Bizarre. But what else did I realize? I had like a really potent dream that day. Like I was kind of like, is this tea? But otherwise not a lot, but let me know. Living alone tips. Put your bills on automatic. And just clean. I'm so glad I was raised the way I was, y'all. Like, my apartment stays clean, okay? Not just organized, clean. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's all I want to answer. Like, I kind of feel like, what am I even saying? How to be unbothered. It's not about being unbothered. This is the quote. This is what I wanted to say in today's podcast. Emotions are not directions, they are information. So, I've said this before. I feel like a lot of my advice when I was like in my teens, because y'all know I was making videos in my teens, was like, be positive, fake it till you make it, like positive mindset. It's kind of unrealistic, okay, we can work towards being overall happier people, like what I was talking about earlier, but that doesn't mean you're never going to feel anything bad or like uncomfortable. So, for example, if a guy doesn't text me back, that honestly doesn't happen. And I feel triggered by it. Part of me wants to be like, I shouldn't even care. Like, I don't even like him. I don't even care about him. And it's like, okay, well, obviously I'm feeling triggered, so I do care. So let me actually tend to this emotion rather than pushing it away and like telling myself that I don't care, because that's not practicing self-love, okay? Pretending like you don't care is harmful to yourself. Instead, I'm going to be like, okay, well, what about this is bothering me? And then I'm like, sometimes emotions are literally like, it's like a little kid, or it's like the little kid part of your brain comes out, because sometimes it's not even rational. It's like, okay, I know like, this isn't my boyfriend or whatever, but I still feel like bothered. Or I don't even really like him like that, but I still feel bothered. It's like, okay, well, maybe I'm just kind of feeling like not a priority. So therefore, like, I'm feeling worthless, or like, this makes me feel not cute. This makes me feel like maybe he's talking to someone prettier. I feel insecure. Whatever comes up, it comes up. So then you can be like, okay, well, go from there, rather than just pushing it away like we can accept. And, stuff like moving your body or going for a run, like just letting the emotion out, crying. Even if it seems so stupid, like, I don't want to waste tears on this boy. It's not about wasting tears on a boy. It's about releasing stress hormones so you feel better. Tears literally contain that. Like, that's why we cry, to release. So it's just so much better. You cry, move on, and you're like, okay. Because it's not, your emotions aren't you, And sometimes we're triggered by stuff that, like, we know logically, I shouldn't be bothered by this, or like, I'm not bothered by this, but the camera might die, by the way. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Fuck. And I even said full camera charged battery. But realizing that, practicing that has just made me so much, I don't know, I feel like I just have a healthier relationship with like myself and my emotions, because I actually deal with them and I don't feel like embarrassed, like, oh, why am I triggered by this guy I don't even like? Like, it's not even about him, it's about me, and like, I'm feeling insecure, I'm feeling like not a priority, I'm feeling, however, that's the key. Whenever I feel like something bad, uncomfortable, or just not good, I've been trying to think of it as like an opportunity to practice being in touch with my emotions, rather than like, oh no, why am I feeling bad? Am I off my positivity? Am I never going to be happy again? Like, fuck, I'm a failure. Literally, our brains can be so dramatic. It's like, okay, let's take a step back. Like, again, we're not our emotions. And even like, I try to think of stuff like, okay, when else did I feel like this? Like, what happened? And sometimes you realize it's not actually about what's happening right now. It's about something that happened years ago, or like when I was a kid, or like, I also felt this way when this happened, and like, I didn't feel like a priority then, and therefore I'm still kind of carrying that with me. So that's why I feel triggered right now, even though I know this situation isn't even a big deal, or, you know, maybe it could be, but like, just for example. So it's like, you can actually learn a lot, and it can actually be very helpful. So we're not doing this. I don't even care. Yeah, sometimes that works if you're like, you know, with all your friends, you don't want to like, okay, this isn't the time to do some emotional work. Let me save this for later. So you can be like, I don't even care. It's not like everyone has to know. You go home, you cry, you fucking deal with it. Think about it. Journal about it. It works. Like, that's what actually works and actually is healing, rather than just like, I don't even care. Ew. Oh my God, why am I getting upset over this guy that's ugly? Like, you know? So that's what I've been trying to do. And like I told y'all, it's been kind of an emotional week for me. So I've been really trying to like ground myself, remind myself of these things. And I feel like that's why I kind of talk about the same shit over and over on this podcast, because I need to hear it. Because it's so easy to forget. Like, again, we're constantly in different emotional states, different moods, and like, it's just easy to forget like what it's like to feel good or bad or whatever. So come back to the moment. Meditating helps so much, y'all. Like, I meditated yesterday, did my yoga first thing today, meditated. It helps so much. Like, I feel so much better compared to like how I did on Monday. Anyway, oh my God, this screenshot, because you know, if you just have a screenshot open, like, I don't know, it just looks real. It says 4:30. I was like, when did it become 4:30? It's actually 1:30. Bitch, had me scared for a second. But yeah, let me know what you want me to talk about in the next episode. Tweet me a screenshot of you listening. IG story me a screenshot of you listening so I can retweet, repost. Comment below if you're watching this on YouTube and let me know your thoughts on any of this. Love y'all so much, and I will see you next week.